First of all, very happy New Year to our advisory board members, and I hope you all are keeping well. And it's our second accounting advisory meeting. Some of the members are new members, so especially for the advisory members, if you all can brief yourself, all of you. So I will just go by the name, just 1 second. Mr. Khalid, Mr. Khalid is here. Miss Esra Al-Boti, she is the partner of Ernst& Young. Esra?
Yes, hi, Dr. Muhammad. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Isra Al-Buti. I'm a partner in Ernst & Young, specializing in helping and supporting the tax practice in Saudi Arabia. Also, I'm specializing in controversy as well. Really glad to be part of this committee and nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Esra. We missed you last meeting. Thank you for your time. Miss Rima Al-Arif. Mr. Farhan from KPMG.
Assalamu alaikum, Muhammad, and hello everyone. Good afternoon. I am Farhan, associated with KPMG for 19 years now, currently in Riyadh with the deal advisory practice, and been associated with PSU for a couple of years, and happy to be here, be part of the very valuable program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Farhan. Mr. Saleh Al-Deran. Okay, the Miss Manar. Miss Nora Al-Khalaf from the Gazette, GAZT. Mr. Yusuf Al-Sakili. Yusuf. Mr. Fahad Al-Dusairi. Mr. Fahad Al-Dusairi.
Yes, this is Fahad. I'm an audit partner in KPMG. I've worked with KPMG for the last 16 years. I help audit clients in the retail sector, e-commerce, and other sectors. Also been helping the KPMG to run the Saudi grad programs, helping them to get their qualification and trained in job. So hopefully I'm adding value in this committee, and hopefully you meet your aims and your achieve a great improvement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fahad. And great to see you, because Fahad was not there first time. Yes, Rima Arif.
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Rima Arif. I'm a senior manager at EY. I'm currently handling the controversy practices on litigation and alternative dispute resolutions. So I'm not an accountant, I'm a lawyer, but I'll be glad to join, and I hope I add some value.
Thank you very much, Rima. Gabriela Koj. I think it's very early in the morning for you, Gabriela.
No, it's not so bad today. Hello, my name is Gabriela Cruz. I'm the principal for strategic initiatives at the International Federation of Accountants. I also sit on the board of directors of the Global Digital Asset and Cryptocurrency Association, as well as serving as a Blockchain Institute ambassador and educator. And further, the Government Blockchain Association, which is the public sector version focusing on utilization of blockchain in government. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gabriela. Professor Eva.
Eva Germakovic, professor, Tennessee State University. My primary area of interest is international financial reporting. I was involved with AACSB accreditations on many occasions. And again, I'm impressed with Dr. Nurunabi's leadership and determination and all support he gets for this great cause, achieving AACSB accreditation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Eva. We are nearly there. Our peer review team will come on, I think it will be a virtual visit, most likely due to the pandemic. It will be summertime, June. Yes, and Professor Han Donker.
Yeah, my name is Han Donker. I'm professor of accounting and editor-in-chief of the International Journal of Corporate Governance. I'm, like Professor Nurunami, also chair of the accounting department at Central Washington University on the West Coast in the US. So it's very early in the morning. It's 6 o'clock at this moment. And we just got a lot of snow here. But
Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Han. Professor Rafe Lawson.
Yes, hi, I'm Rafe Lawson. IMA's Vice President of Research and Policy, where I oversee our global research initiatives, and professor in residence, where I oversee our liaison to academia.
Thank you very much, Professor Rafe. Great to see you. Mr. Michael Armstrong.
Good evening to all, or good morning, depending on location. I'm the regional director for ICAW, that's the Institute of Chartered Accountants, England and Wales, based in Dubai for the MEASA region, Middle East, Africa, and South Asia. And I'm very much pleased to be part of this advisory board and looking forward to participating. And I also echo Eva's comments about the impressive documentation Dr. Mohammed Nurunabi has sent around prior to this meeting, which has given us much food for thought. So thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Michael. And thank you. With all of your support, we can dream big, so we need your comments, your thoughts, your suggestions, very important for us. Reem Al-Jahrani, Miss Reem Al-Jahrani. Okay, anyone missing? Farhan or Manar, Miss Manar Al-Shams.
Hello, hi everyone. Hi, Dr. Muhammad.
Hello.
How
are you?
Yes, fine. How are you? How's everything?
Yes, I got the
I
COVID.
just want
2 weeks.
Yes.
And last night I was praying like, I should get negative, my heart and my mind said, hopefully I got the result today. Early morning is negative.
Yes.
I'm out of the COVID now.
Perfect. Hope you are feeling better now.
A little bit okay, yeah.
Okay, so a little introduction about myself. My name is Manar Shmas. I am a manager at the Financial Accounting Advisory service line in Ernst & Young Riyadh office. And it's a pleasure for me to be among this board. So looking forward to have other sessions and other meetings with you, with all of you, inshallah.
Thank you so much, Manar. Is there anyone I missed out because earlier is Mr. Khalid is here, Khalid Madar, Saleh Al-Deran, Nora Al-Khalaf, Yusuf Al-Sekaili. I think few of the members are missing. Well, again, thanks to all of you. As part of the agenda, The whole purpose of this annual advisory meeting is just our strategic direction, what we are doing, and we need your comments. So I will just give 10 to 15 minutes what we have done so far uh, as part of our strategic accomplishment, and then we'll discuss. It will be open discussion on some of the areas, including the curricula, the market needs, and the post-COVID accounting profession, like what we need to do. So we'll discuss those few areas as part of the agenda. So if I share my screen. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can see Dr. Noor Nabi.
So first of all, I would like to,
Sorry, Dr. Noor Nabi. Now we can't see the screen. Oh, yes. Yeah, it's fine. Thank you.
Well, first of all, I would like to show you our new accounting video. It will take 2 minutes or so.
Accounting is a global profession, and the accounting program at Princeton University is the number one in the Middle East because we have 6 international accreditations like SEC, ICW, TIMA, INA. Most of our students are getting the job within 6 months of their graduation. We have 100% employment rate. أختار جامعة الأمير سلطان كمكان لتعليم أولادي، وذلك لما تتمتع به الجامعة من سمعة طيبة في تخصص المحاسبة. خريجي تخصص المحاسبة جامعة الأمير سلطان يتوظفون في معظم مكاتب المحاسبة وخاصة الدولية. برنامج المحاسبة بجامعة الأمير سلطان مقبول لدى 6 جهات مهنية عالمية. احنا سعيدين في قسم المحاسبه في جامعه الامير سلطان بانه مؤخرا وقعت الجامعه اتفاقيه مع الهيئه السعوديه للمحاسبين القانونيين لتاهيل طلابنا للحصول على الزماله في المحاسبه بالسوقبه. لا شك انه سوق العمل يشهد بكفاءه خريجين المحاسبه من جامعه الامير سلطان، وبالتالي لهم فرص وظيفيه كبيره في السوق باذن الله. وكذلك بعد التخرج من قسم المحاسبه يكون الطالب مؤهل لانه يجلس لاختبارات الزماله والحصول على لقب محاسب قانوني مثلا ان شاء الله. I graduated from PSU in 2014. That paved my way to the best opportunities in the market and in my career together. The recent curriculum is the best mix for the career of the accounting students. يتميز قسم المحاسبة في جامعة الأمير سلطان للحصول على العديد من الشهادات والاعتمادات الدولية والمحلية. حصل قسم المحاسبة في جامعة الأمير سلطان على 6 اعتمادات دولية من ضمنها اعتماد الآيل. جامعة الأمير سلطان اهتمت بتوفير أفضل معايير الدراسية على المستوى الأكاديمي، وبالجانب العملي وفرت نادي المحاسبة لأحد أكثر الأندية نشاطا على مستوى الجامعة. I chose to go to Princeton University because I just know that I belong there. It's where I could treat myself for 5 minutes. It's now a strong career of business, especially the accounting. And I want to study under the best knowledge of inside and outside. What I learned so far is that every single business requires accountants, and there is no company that can run their company without having accountants. And here in PSU, they offer meetings with firms and with corporations that will help students to learn more, along with crucial and important courses. Actually, I have chosen PSU for several reasons to determine the future of my path. First of all, I have chosen PSU because it exposes us to many opportunities and many chances that reduce the gap between the academic field and the marketplace.
Well, thank you very much. It's a short new accounting video, and it's available in our website as well. So I'd like to discuss about the overview of our accounting program, the new accounting curricula, the societal impact, and our international accreditation journey, and of course your feedback. So as you all know, Prince Sultan University is one of the first local national universities in Saudi Arabia to be fully accredited by the local accreditation body, what we call the ETEC, NCAA, Education and Training Evaluation Commission. And the BSc in accounting program, we started our journey in 2000. And the Prince Sultan University is the first private university in Saudi Arabia. So in terms of the governance process, we are part of the College of Business Administration. We have the Dean, Vice Dean, College Council. And in our college, we have, in addition to the accounting, we have the management department, marketing department, finance department, and the MBA program is not a department. And since, as you all know, culturally in Saudi Arabia, we have the male side and female side. So just to, it's one department, but for the governing purpose, we have the chair and associate chair. So same curricula, the same courses specification, one department and on accreditation. So this is our, I will share the presentation after the meeting with all of you. So this is our national accreditation for our accounting program. In 2014-15, we got the 7 years accreditation till 2022. In addition to that, we have the 6 international accreditations from ICW, from the IMA Higher Education Endorsement Program, the SIFA Public Finance Accounting, ACCA in the UK, the Association of International Accountants, AIA, and the CIMA, who is part of the AICPA as well. And we are the first university in the Middle East to get these 6 major professional accounting bodies accreditations. In addition to that, we have the MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with the SOCPA. SOCPA is the accounting body, accounting professional body in Saudi Arabia, with the CIMA, IMA, and ICW partner in learning. And we have the MOU with the ICW very recently. The course provision, we have the recent course provision agreement with the Chartered Institute of Taxation for the ADIT qualification, Advanced International Taxation qualification. So as you all know, like we call, this is our accounting family. We never call it a faculty. And so this is our family members. Few of them are missing because on that day they are not available. So this is our family members. In terms of our accounting, we have a chair, associate chair, the vice president of the university from accounting, the dean of the college is from accounting, the dean for student affairs from accounting, the vice dean from the accounting. So 4 of our accounting faculty, they are also holding the dean, vice dean, and vice president of the university position. So the faculty by nationality, we have faculty from 10 countries. So 30% of our faculty, we have around 20 faculties. Out of 20, 6 of them from Saudi Arabia, 10% on from Jordan, Egypt. We have faculty from Australia, 10% from the United Kingdom, 10% from Tunisia, 10% from the India, 5% from the Spain, 5% from the Nigeria, 10% from the Malaysia, and 5% from the Jordan. The faculty qualification.
Yeah. Did you previously have a one faculty member from the US, I think, in the pre-read. I saw one. I guess it was a faculty change, or?
Yes, yes, yes. First of all, I wanted to share a little bit later. We deeply, deeply, like, feel sorry, like, and it's a great loss for our department. One of our faculty, he died 2 days back. He is one of our experienced faculty. He is from the US. He's originally from the Egypt, but he was serving the the accounting academia in Saudi Arabia nearly 4 decades, nearly 40 years. So some of his students are the minister in Saudi Arabia, and our vice president was a student of his class in King Saud University. So we really feel sorry for this great loss, and he was like our fatherly figure in the department, and he was one of the nicest person I ever met. So I really
sorry for your loss.
Yeah, yeah.
Mr. Nur Nabi, may I know the name, please?
Mr. Munir Abedin, you met him, Farhan, if you recall. Munir Abedin.
Yes, I met him, sure.
Yes, yes, you met him.
Very sorry to hear that. Very sorry to hear that.
And this is our faculty qualifications from the 18 universities globally. 80% of our faculty are PhD holders. So we have faculty from University of Colorado Boulder, Edinburgh, Manchester, Aberdeen, Essex, Kent, Monash, East Anglia, then Plymouth, University of Polytechnica de Cartagena in Spain, Heriot, Glasgow, Kingston in India. So mostly our faculty are qualified from the UK. 12 of our faculty are qualified from the UK, one from the Spain, one from Malaysia, one from the US, one from Australia, 2 from Tunisia, and 2 from India. So our faculties are qualified from 7 countries. So the Accounting Advisory Board, I think few members are new today. The primary objectives of this Accounting Advisory Board is the development of active linkage with the stakeholders in the profession. And we would like to seek your participation in terms of guidance on the accounting curriculum management, our strategic plan and direction of the department, aligning with the market-driven curricula, and of course the vision, Saudi Vision 2030, the identification of the marketplace trends and needs, awareness of evolving professional and societal needs and Vision 2030, and some area of research in terms of policy and impactful research on Saudi Arabia and the global market. So these are our advisory members. Some of the new members, we already updated the website. You all can check that one. So Mr. Khalid, Ms. Isra from UI, Mr. Farhan from KPMG, Ms. Rima from UI, Mr. Saleh Teran from GAGT, Ms. Manar from EI, Nora from the GAGT, Mr. Yusuf from the King Faisal Specialist Hospital, then Professor Eva from Tennessee State University, Professor Han Donker from Central Washington University, Professor Rafe Lawson from the IMA, Mr. Michael Armstrong from ICEW, Mr. Fahad Al-Dusairi from KPMG Saudi Arabia, Ms. Gabriela from the IFAC, Ms. Rim Al-Zahrani from the STC. So this is our enrollment trend. As you see, from 2000, we started our journey. So from 7, now it is 223. And from 2013-14, we started in the female section, the accounting program. So with the female section, now the growth rate is significantly increased. Now, the female, we started 2013-14 was 3, and now the females are higher than males. So female took over the male side. So they have 121 accounting students in the female side, In the male side, 102. In terms of graduates, again, it's increasing, especially after 2013-14, with the inclusion in the female side. And one of the strengths of our program, most of our graduates working in the Big Four.
So on that previous slide, I was at first surprised at the low number of graduates given your program's like 200 plus, but I'm guessing that your 221 students are heavily weighted towards the entry level, the juniors and sophomores, and
yeah,
the number of graduates. So I was wondering what your graduation rate was. I'm guessing it's very good, but so I was kind of surprised to see these low numbers. But again, I'm guessing it's due to the growth of your program.
Yeah, in the graduation rate, in particularly in Saudi Arabia, we have especially our university, we have the foundation program, what we call the PYP. They spend 1 year for the English and math, and then they come to the university level courses. So the university program is 4 years. So theoretically, they are spending 5 years. So if you see, when we calculate the graduation rate, we expect those who are completing within 4 years. So although our graduation rate is low, but since they are taking the foundation year, so it's covering 5 years. In addition to that, the female side, they take some time to complete the program. However, I'll share with you all with the new curricular development and so on, and our strategic direction, all the students are assigned for the academic advisor. All the academic advisors, they follow up with them at least 2 times a year, and they mandatorily need to follow the study plan. So the challenges before, Rafe, you are absolutely right. Some of the students, they don't follow the study plan. So those are the weakness before. So which will be overcome by following the proper study plan and so on.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right. So as I
Well,
said,
I agree
yes,
with you. If you look at the graduation rates, I think your enrollment started taking off in 2014-15, right?
yes, yes.
So then you had like 40 students or so in 2014. So that makes sense that you have 5 years later, like 39. So that's a high graduation rate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what I was saying there. It was kind of weighted towards the entry-level students in the program versus the latter.
Yes. So as I was saying, our students, 59% of our students working in the Big Four, and this is one of our strength in the program. 37% working in the UI, around 4% in Deloitte, 7% in the KPMG, and 11% working in the PwC. In addition to that, our students working in internationally as well, KPMG Japan, PwC Japan, Arthur D. Little, Boston Consultancy Group, and these are many ministries, many local companies, and so on. So our vision is we aspire to become a center of excellence and innovation in accounting, education, and research in the Middle East, inspired by the Sustainable Development Goals 2030, and of course the Vision 2030 as well. So to accomplish this vision,
Michael here.
Yeah.
Dr. Just ask you, I noticed from the previous slide that you had significant success putting 60% of graduates with the Big Four firms, who obviously are anxious to recruit good talent. I'm just wondering how you've managed to place so many with Ernst & Young, and whether the other firms will also be encouraged going forward.
Well, since UI, we have a strong relationship with the UI in terms of UI has a huge market uh, share in the Saudi accounting market. And since some of the students were there, when they go for the internship, as you see, I put the term experiential learning. So part of the degree program, each of our accounting graduates, they have to go mandatorily for 3 to 4 months internship in accounting. And that time, most of them, they are being recruited as well. So
But
yeah,
might it reflect market share as well?
yeah,
So
yeah.
from what you were saying, EY is probably the most dominant firm within the kingdom.
Yes, yes. I think those who are from KPMG or others, you can validate me on that.
Thank you.
Is the training is in the summer, is it?
No, it's open, like, so if the students, because, since some of the students, they're completing in December, for example.
But if someone is regular graduates, is his training is the last semester or
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah. The
summer training?
last semester. The last semester. It's not summer. We encourage not to go for summer because it's again the comments from you all. The summertime, you all are not very busy and vacation and so on. And so we encourage students not to go for uh, summer internship, but still, like, they have their plan and so on. So few of the students, they go for summer, but most of them, they go either.
Can I ask
Yeah,
something, if you don't mind?
please.
Is this number is an accumulated number or it's a specific year graduate? So is he saying here is a 95? Is it an accumulated number?
Yeah, it's the
Like if you're
accumulated
saying it's a
number. Yeah.
all. So from which year to you? How many years? How many
It's
numbers of
all alumni number.
all alumni? Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
So
Are we talking about what's the number you're talking about? Average?
Around average means out of
100?
around 140 graduates, around 140 altogether.
Okay. So do you have any specific years that it's any firm is dominating in each year, or it's just
I think each
an
year
overall? There is no specific.
dominated by the Ernst and Young. But I will discuss about the COVID-19 because especially in the COVID-19, the last semester, I mean, November, December period, as you all know, all the big four here, the recruitment were frozen, right? So that time, that's why you see our KPI in our strategic plan, what I shared with you, our employment rate normally 100%. Just because of this COVID-19, it down to 74% because those time, the recruitment was frozen for the big four and they're interested to go big.
Muhammad, just to
Yes.
add one thing, sorry to interrupt you. I'm very happy to see that the majority, as with EY, we have been really honored to have graduates from Prince Sultan universities. But however, it's open now. We just stopped it for a couple of months at the beginning of the COVID and the pandemic. Then now it's open and we are announcing it in the website and we are announcing it LinkedIn that we are opening the hiring again.
Very good. Thank you so much, Esra. So,
No
and,
worries.
yeah, but I think it was.
Mohammed, one point I
Please.
would like to add.
Please,
Yeah, in terms of recruitment, one of the points you mentioned about the co-op program, the internship. So, is the internship is open for all the students in relation to all Big Four, or is there a program being run by the college and PSU encouraging the students to go to particular Big Four firm? Because for KPMG, if we can receive the list of all the candidates who wanted to go for the co-program, because I don't think that we are receiving enough of the CVs for this internship as well as for the recruitment.
Yes,
So maybe
I think.
we can discuss it
Yeah.
separately.
Yes, yes. I think we brought your KPMG HR people. Some of our students, they submitted, but due to the COVID-19 and so on, so you had the limitation, how many of them can work from home, from office. So, but we can have a separate discussion, Mr. Farhan, you and your team, and of course, we need to build relation on that. to increase our internship participation in your firm.
Yeah, because let's keep Fahad also in loop in all the discussions because he's leading the program. Right,
Yes, so
Fahad?
Mr. Fahad, like, so we can arrange a meeting with you, Mr. Farhan, and Fahad. Fahad, you would like to mention something?
No, it's. I think it's reasonable. I think it's just the number is quite a few number. So if you compare the percentages like 40, 50, 60, so the number is quite few. So it's not that high number, but I think it's worth to have a session and sit together and let understand what's the needs and what's happening.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you so much, Fahad.
Thank you, Fahad. Thank you, Mohammed.
Thank you. Well, so this is, as I told you, this is our vision to be a center of excellence and innovation in accounting, education, and research in the Middle East. To achieve that vision, Department of Accounting, we endeavor to provide quality education and pave the way for graduates to pursue professional careers, postgraduate studies. We engage stakeholders, incorporating ethical standards, contemporary research, and continuous improvement in accordance with the best practices of international professional accounting bodies. And all our activities is mission driven, and our strategic plan is guided by this mission. So our strategic plan, as I shared with you all, there are 6 strategic themes, there are 10 goals and 14 objectives. And each of the objective, we have the action plan, deliverables, KPIs, time frame, who are the responsible persons to accomplish this particular action plan is detailed in our strategic plan. For these strategic themes, goals, and objectives to achieve the one, we use the 22 key performance indicators provided by the local accreditation body, which is the NCAAA, and we also have 8 additional KPIs from the accounting strategic plan, and then 14 College of Business Administration strategic plan. So all together we have 44 KPIs to see the progress of our strategic plan accomplishment. So the strong, our strategic plan, the synonym is the acronym is the strong, the successful student outcome, teaching and learning innovation, research and impact, operational efficiency, engagement and social responsibility, global competencies, and internationalization. So again, this is like, how our KPIs, we have the target for 2023 because our strategic plan for 2018 to 2023. Some of the areas I would like to highlight. So this is our successful student outcome. You see, this is our target and our achievement. The graduates employability rate, as I told you, because of the COVID-19, especially for the last semester, it became to 74%, but we have consistent 100% over the last last 10 years or so. Teaching and learning innovation, same faculty turnover rate. None of our faculty left the job. We recruited 4 faculties during the COVID period. We are very grateful to the PSU management because many schools globally, they frozen the hiring. So we were able to recruit 2 professors, one from Australia, one from Spain, on faculty. She was working in King Abdulaziz University. She joined us, and then another faculty from Egypt, a PhD from Glasgow. The research and impact, again, proportion of PhD holders contributing to research. I think this time a great initiative is happening. There's a lots of collaboration within our accounting family members. So some of the lecturers, they're also participating in the research. Yes, Mr. Fahad, you wanted to say?
Thank you for this. But the question is because of the COVID, there is any chance to use international professors professor or someone, because it's mostly the work is I think it's the study is remotely. Any chance to organize some kind using this COVID and the advantage of the COVID to get more people into the university to help to improve whatever, or to get another experience.
Yes, you are.
Or,
Yeah.
or the number of students can be increased. I think it's, if you think about the scholarships from the Saudi government had decreased significantly in the last 2 years.
Yes.
So it's the number of people who's going to local universities is going to be higher in the coming years. So how are you going to keep quality, and how are you going to use the advantage of the COVID?
Well, the COVID has benefited us in terms of, all of us, because we are traditionally like the faculties, we are more comfort in person teaching, right? So all of us being familiar with the technology, and is after the March, all South universities went online within a week. So it really helped us in a positive way. In terms of the enrollment issue, globally, many universities were shut down because of these enrollment issues. And we also suspected, and we have the risk management plan, the vice president, the president, they discussed on that issue. But on good news, during the summer, just, during the COVID, we had the highest number of students enrolled for the summer. And our number of students this semester is higher than the last year. So in essence, the COVID didn't hit us a lot. Maybe those are studying at private university, they're maybe like, rich or something. So this might be my explanation. But the enrollment scenario, you are right, in public university, it could be different, because all these possible scenarios and so on. Yeah.
I have two questions.
Yes.
One's a fairly trivial, and that was when 2 slides back you'd mentioned the KPIs. I think you said there were 44 of them, and I see 30 on this sheet, and I'm wondering if there overlap or what happened to the other 14. And more substantive was the, I'm looking at the proportion of the PhD holders contributing to research. I know it's your goal to have every PhD holder publish once annually, and which you're doing incredibly well, 100% last year, and I'm wondering if the decline to 56% was due to COVID, or what precipitated this huge decline in publications.
Yes, it's a very important question. So some of our recent PhD holders, they joined PSU, and so they need some help, or since they joined the new teaching load and these issues. So what we discussed in our research committee, and we have a research committee and the chair by Professor Bakri, and they introduced some great initiatives. So now our associate chair, Dr. Sheila, got a project from the COVID-19 project. So she also encouraged to join that project. Some of our accounting lecturers are part of that. So somehow we are trying to bring, so you see the scenario, the next year will be different. But here, a lot of around 6 faculties joined in 2019, 2020, the beginning. So out of 6 faculties, 2 of them were very recent PhD holder. So somehow, like, the new recruitment and the teaching load, it affected their contribution to research.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mohammed, I have a follow-up question of what Araf Lawson mentioned about the research and impact. And as you know, impact has become more and more important for ACSB, right?
Yes.
They want to see research that have an impact on society. So one of the slides that I looked at lately that I got from you was that I noticed that your department has a surplus, right, And so I was wondering, a budget surplus. So I was wondering, are you able to use that surplus for research resources for faculty? Can you reinvest that they get more resources to do research, like summer research or databases or going to conferences? So do you offer those opportunities? Can you use your own surplus for those kind of activities? And my follow-up question is do you have also endowment funds, that can help faculty to do research?
Thank you very much, Professor Han. As you know, Han in Saudi Arabia, and especially in the Gulf side and the Middle Eastern, the wider part, like the endowment is very limited practice. So it's mostly used in your part of the world. So, but yeah, there is a growing opportunity as well. So, but we don't have the endowment fund, and most of the universities in Saudi and Gulf, we don't have this flexibility. In terms of the surplus, we are a small private university. We have the centralized financial management system. So it means that if we need something, we had to go through the process. We raise that one through our college council or the dean, vice dean, and the president and the vice president office. They approve that one. And as I mentioned, even if during the COVID-19, we needed 4 faculties, 2 professor and 2 assistant professor, they approved that one. So they use the flexible budget approach, but due to the small nature of the university, there is no separation of budget for college. So it's centralized. So if we feel we need something, if we can raise that one, they will discuss the feasibility on that and they approve based on that. Yes, Han, you please.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Han. And Professor Rafe, like you are absolutely right. So I sent you the NCAA, which is required by the local accreditation body, those KPIs, but I will share another 14 KPIs with you all. Because the college started a strategic plan. So some of the strategic plan data needed for the college is not available to us because the college started their strategic plan recently. But I will share with you whatever number of KPIs we have out of 14, the data I'll share with you all. Well, our accounting faculty members are publishing in the following top-ranked journals, as some of the journals named Critical Perspective of Accounting, Accounting, Auditing and Accountability Journal, Business Ethics, Business Horizons, Public Administration, International Journal of Auditing, Journal of Cleaner Production, Advances in Accounting, then many journals, but I just try to highlight those familiar journals. We have that editor-in-chief, associate editor, members of the editorial board.
I was just
yes,
going back to you're publishing some great journals, and kudos to that. It looked like almost 20% were published in the Journal of Sustainability, and that would seemed very unusual. Is someone on the review board there, or what's the motivation for all those publications in the one journal?
Okay, because that journal is very quick turnaround rate. So now the university would like to increase, the university's direction is to improve the research quality and so on. So, and the traditional journal, if you submit a paper, it will take months after months. But that open access journal, the university support or encourage the faculty to publish in the open access journal because of the ranking and these issues. So when we submit an article to those journals, their turnaround is very quick, like, a month or so. But still, like, they're impactful. For example, I am editing a guest I'm a guest editor on one of the special issue, and you can see their impact factor is 2.576. And but it's not only us, because now many researchers, less number of journals, and lots of pressure from the university to publish and publish or perish, right?
Sure,
So,
of course.
so this is another challenge. But I think in our accounting community, we can create more open access journals, Scopus indexed, because not only the journals now, but the university side, the requirement, it has to be a Scopus indexed, otherwise it will not help for their university ranking. So lots of bits and pieces like, are embedded there.
Great, thank you.
So in terms of the impact, Han, what you mentioned earlier, we have the people reviewing 85 journals. We have the editor-in-chief, associate editor, members of the editorial board member of 27 journals. From our university, we have a journal called PSU Research Review. I'm the editor-in-chief there. We have Rafe, you are there as well. I think Rafe, Han, and Eva, all of you there. We have around 194 members globally on that journal. So and it's published by the MRL. This is our intellectual contribution or international collaboration. So we have the collaboration with the authors from Canada, US, Mexico, France, Brazil, Tunisia, the local South University, Kuwait, Pakistan, Malaysia, China, South Korea, Germany, and UK. In terms of the global policy impact, I think Gabriela can share some thoughts on that. We recently, we have two think tanks, is Global SME Policy Network and Global Education Policy Network. So I am one of the founding initiative leaders on these two policy think tanks, and especially our GSPN is part of the G20. We had a collaboration with the SME Finance Forum from the IFC World Bank. Our strategic content partner is the World Economic Forum, Strategic Intelligence. We had an agreement with the Saudi National Committee for Workers for Committee, which is part of the L20, the Labor 20 of G20. And we published 3 policy reports from the G20 and from the T20 on policy reports. And this is the highest number of policy reports from a university in the world this year, G20. So it's a huge achievement for our PSU. And Gabriela was part of that L20 as well. Gabriela, would you like to share your thought on that, the L20 experience, please? Gabriela, can you hear me? I think, Gabriela, you are muted. We cannot hear you. You all can hear me, right?
Yes, yeah? Yes, we can.
Yes, Gabriela, can you hear me? Okay, maybe early in the morning, she needs a coffee. Okay, so going back to the, I was in the news channel as well. We had a blog from the London School of Economics on the COVID-19 issues. So this is our global SME policy think tank. In terms of the societal impact, what Han was mentioning, the WCSB accreditation especially, they would like to see the impact, either SDG or the societal impact, global policy impact, and so on. So in terms of the societal impact, we have 2 clinics. Number 1 clinic, what we call the Zakat and Tax Clinic. We offer the business advice on Zakat and tax, VAT, the Zakat and tax seminar, industry expert session. And as you all know, Zakat and tax is a very growing area in Saudi Arabia because of the recent regulation. And this clinic is driven by the Sustainable Development Goals number 8, decent org and economic growth, and of course the Vision 2030. We have another clinic, what we call the financial literacy for women in business, and is inspired by the SDG number 5, the gender equality, and the Vision 2030. So the whole purpose of this clinic to help the women-led micro, small, and medium-sized business from many different sectors to contribute to the sustainability of economic growth in Saudi Arabia, aligning with Vision 2030. So the accounting curricula, this is the one of the most important area. As you know, we have 2 tracks. One is we call the Zakat and tax, and analytics and digital auditing. So we have 8 certifications. It's a mistake. It should be 8. We have embedded 8 certifications within the curricula. So if I show you our curricula embedded with the IFRS, IPSAS. So these are the 8 certifications have been embedded in the newly revised curricula. So we have 3 cost accounting courses, which is equivalent to CMA Part 1, CMA Part 2, and we are following the CMA materials for that. We have a separate course for IFRS. So all of our students, mandatorily, they get the IFRS certificate, because to get this certificate is around 40 to 50% mandatory part of the program, course. We have the IPSAS, a separate course on international public sector accounting standards. So all the students part of this course, mandatorily, they get the certificate in IPSAS. We have the auditing course. So all the students, mandatorily, part of the course, they go for Cert IA certification. Part of the international taxation, the students are also encouraged to go. This is not mandatory, but they are encouraged to take the ADIT qualification from the CIOT. Recently, we have an agreement with the AICPA during the COVID-19, and I'm very proud to announce the one. Today, they said we are the first university in the world to have this agreement with the AICPA with the university collaboration to incorporate the data analytics certificate. So there will be a press release shortly. I will share with you all. But we're really proud to be one of the first university in the world to have this collaboration with the AICPA in this kind. So the 3 certificates.
It's okay.
Yes, anyone would like to say something?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so from the AICPA, we have 3 certifications: data analysis fundamentals, data visualization certificate, and fundamentals of forensic accounting. So Zakat and tax, we have 3 courses. We have a core course on Zakat and tax. In addition to the core course, we have the value-added tax, international taxation, and cases in Zakat and tax. For analytics and digital auditing, we have big data and artificial intelligence for accounting, forensic accounting, and cybersecurity, and the digital auditing. In addition to the core course on auditing, this program is available for minoring as well. So those who are finance major, they can do the minor in accounting, and they can also do the minor in accounting, Zakat and tax track. Those who are from marketing and aviation and management program, they can do the minor in accounting. In terms
So
of,
I have a question.
Yes, please.
I think at our last meeting, it's been quite a while, so I may be wrong, but I had asked if there was any plans to have a major management accounting or controllership, and I think you said that it didn't make sense given the program size. Given that your program has grown substantially, is there any plans in the future to have another track or not in that area?
Track on which area, Rafe, if you can say it loudly.
Oh, I saw again. I think in our last call, I'd asked about whether there were any plans to have a track in management accounting, and given the program size at that time, it didn't make sense. But I'm wondering, as your program grows, whether you would consider that, whether that would be considered.
Yes, it's a great question. So we will consider, because now the problems you are facing, since it's a newly developed curricula, so some students, they are going for Zakat and tax track, and analytics and digital auditing track. And as per the university regulation, we are not able to open more than 2 tracks at the same time. But we have a plan, if there is a more demand on that, and demand in the market, because as I said, it's a market driven curricula. So if we see there is a huge demand in the market, of course we will open the one. And as you all know, recently the labor minister, he announced the Saudization of accounting profession. So the accounting is a very growing industry in Saudi Arabia now than ever before. So I think we'll take your points into consideration. Thank you, Rafe. And Rafe, you have any other questions?
I have one. Please. When you get to the technology, so I'll hold it.
Could I just ask one question, Mr. Nuranabi?
Yes, please.
It's Michael. I noticed that in the year 3, you do have a course on auditing and assurance.
Yes.
And I also note this track 2 in year 4, which relates to data or digital auditing and analytics. Do you foresee that auditing will develop to such an extent where data analytics, big data, will actually be the lion's share of any auditing course and will need to evolve into a sort of basic auditing course going forward?
Yes, it's yeah, it's important. But that during the COVID-19, Michael, we had, if you all recall, initially when we presented this, there are 4 courses, track courses. The auditing, analytics was a separate track, and Zakat and tax was a separate track, and the general track. So after our meeting with you all, we had a discussion with the management, and the management said you cannot open more than 2 tracks. However, they agreed on general track. But during the COVID, what we see, the market demand and so on, the analytics became very popular. So then we discuss with the stakeholders and so on, and we integrate the auditing and analytics. We combine these 2 tracks together. So that's why you can see, some good combination of auditing side and the analytics side to make them more, market or to get competitive advantage in the market. Michael?
Can I ask my other question now, because it kind of builds off of this other question that we just talked about, and I think we're moving on your next slide. So looking at the IT used in your courses, it was all Excel, and which was kind of surprising. Most schools now are incorporating other tools and this is not a criticism, but just suggestion for growth, perhaps?
Uh,
Just most schools are incorporating, say, some data visualization tools such as Tableau. If you're talking about big data, I mean, Excel maxes out at a 1,000,000 rows, and it slows down way before that. A lot, R and Python are being incorporated in curricula now. So, we all love Excel, but it's especially throughout the profession, I think.
yes. I will share with you.
These
I
other
think,
tools we need to start training our students.
yes, yeah, just give me 1 second. It's a very important. I would like to share with you the.
Just to comment on what Rev mentioned, that's what we use at Central Washington University, Tableau. We have also Python and R that for data analytics. We use those kind of software, and that was also my comment. If you focus on analytics, you need probably a lot of databases, right? And for example, at our university, we are pushing for WRDS. That's Water Research Data System Services. That's a huge portal where we can use, all those databases in that portal. It's
Yes.
quite expensive, but it helps for recruiting, right? Keep in mind, if you want to recruit in the future and you have those kind of nice, databases and resources for faculty and students, then you will attract, it's easier to recruit accounting faculty.
And it's easy to get your students hired as well if they've been exposed to these more advanced tools that will be used in practice.
Yes, can you?
Yeah.
And Rafe, can you see my screen? That one, I think we revised that
Yeah,
one.
this is
Yeah.
table I was referring to. It's all Excel.
Yeah, so is it the, I think we updated that table after I sent you the document because the new tracks and we had an agreement with the AICPA. So they created a dashboard, what we call the AICPA and PSU dashboard to include the Odoo software, and if we go the ERP as well, Power BI instead of Tableau, AICPA Excel dashboard for the balances scorecard. Then the Power BI, Excel, pivot tables, VLOOKUP, AIC certificates on data analysis.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah. So this is like the updated tables. So I wanted to share with you all.
Well, sure. Power BI or Tableau are both great data visualization packages.
Yes, I mean, our faculty who is in charge, she said Power BI is more powerful than Tableau. So
I think it is. I think Tableau is better for visualizations. Every package has its pros and cons.
Yes,
absolutely.
It's true.
But the bottom line is it's great to see they're getting exposure to this kind of experience.
Well, thank you so much. And I wanted to share that one, just 1 second.
And just adding Dr. Narabi onto those points by Rafe and do you liaise with the employers, particularly the Big Four? Because I would imagine they already have their data analytics software in place, and it might be useful to align with what's being taught at the university with what the employers are actually thinking about and using, because obviously there's generally that criticism that when people come out of university, they're not employable. So I just think that might be something to look at.
I think all the employers are here. All the employers are here. So Isra, Fahad, Farhan, Rima, would you like to make any comment? Any software you are using in your companies, please? Those are from the Big Four here. Would you like to make any comment? What sort of softwares you are using in your companies?
Yeah, I think in terms of software, if I make a comment, it's evolving right now. I'll give you a couple of examples. For example, in terms of the PDF or the PowerPoint, now we are exploring interactive PowerPoint also for the presentation. And in terms of report writing, we are looking for Cosmos, which is KPMG designed software for the report writing and the report extraction and sharing the report with the clients on cloud. Also for audit, I think Fahad can comment. We have our e-audit, which is very customized in terms of the auditing or automation of the auditing. Even for Zakat and tax, there are various softwares which are being developed and being evaluated in order to automate the withholding tax, automate the Zakat, VAT and Zakat filing on monthly basis to be consistent. And in terms of data analytics, there are multiple softwares which are in market. I think it's something new relatively, and we are exploring. In the next 1 or 2 years, I think we will be able to collaborate on a couple of softwares on the data analytics side as well. But it's good actually that we are discussing, and I was actually waiting for everyone to give me a chance to talk about it, that what has been taught in the universities around the globe, also on the, especially on the data analytics side and on the automation side, is still being evolved. And different companies are using different kind of softwares and trying to customize based on their requirement. But I think in next 1 or 2 years, we'll see a lot of consistency in terms of softwares.
Thank you, Mr. Fahad. Mr. Fahad, Isra, any comments on software?
Hi, Dr. Nuranabi. This is Gabriella Cruz.
Yes, yes,
I
Gabriela, yeah.
also, yeah, sorry, my daughter unmuted me at one point, so you heard background noise.
She's most welcome to our meeting, Gabriela.
She really enjoyed it, yeah. I was going to say, you know, again, like having worked with the accounting education standards work and helped do some reform of curriculum, I very much agree on the usefulness and importance of incorporating software programming and even coding skills into some of the work that you're doing. We see that as a key area that employers are looking for, and it may be something that helps to even put your candidate a bit over the mark, but makes them even more attractive in the workplace as we look at the transition of individuals with accounting degrees and certifications into, you know, more of an advisory services role, as well as in terms of promotion potential over time. So I think it's important to consider and reflect on not only what will get that new graduate hired immediately, but what skills and abilities will help that person progress to the higher echelons of about, you know, using Tableau or R or Python or having the skills to do that type of coding. There will be a strong I think, transformation in the industry, but having those skills will help keep those people relevant and employed in the long term.
Thank you so much, Gabriela, for your thoughts. Of course, we will. Any other comments from anyone? Isra?
I think Isra had to leave, Dr. Nuranabi.
Rema, Reem, or Manar? Okay. So in terms of our activities, we recently, thanks Michael and his team for your support from the ICW. We recently signed an agreement with the strategic partnership with ICW. Also participated in the Global Accreditation Conference from AACSB in 2020. We also are part of the L20 webinar series with the G20 and the SNC. In terms of the thought leadership and impact, we have the two clubs, Accounting Club and IMA student chapter. And we are one of the first IMA student chapter in Saudi. And our students also won the competition. They were the runner-up in IMA Middle East case competition. And some of our students, they also participated in the student leadership conference. And now they participated in the ICW skills conference. They are also participating in international competition as well. Well, in terms of our employers, as you all know, like in addition to the big four, we have BDO, ABB, ADL, the Ministry of General Authority of Zakat and Tax. We have the Saudi Bank Saudi Pharmacy, Mobile, King Faisal Specialist Hospital and Research Center, Ministry of Housing. This is our every year we do our faculty gathering, but due to the COVID-19, we're not able to see. However, we all met in December, I think November or December. In terms of the ACSB accreditation, for all of you, as you all know, there are ACSB has two stream of accreditation, one for the business school and another for accounting schools or accounting program. So in Saudi Arabia, so far, only 4 universities are ACSB accredited: is King Saud, King Fahad, King Abdulaziz, and Qasim University. So Prince Sultan University, we are going for both business and accounting, and we are hoping we'll be the first in Saudi Arabia and the second in the Middle East, because the graph shows 178 schools of 198 schools globally, 178 from the US. So 94% of the schools from the US, 12 schools from the outside the US, 1 from the UK, 5 from the China, 2 from the New Zealand, Singapore, then United Arab Emirates on. So as you can see, in the Middle East, we will be the second in the Middle East, inshallah. And we're expecting our visit June 14 to June 17. So we might invite 1 or 2 of you in the, because the peer review team, they would like to discuss with that accounting advisory board members what we are doing and our progress and so on. I will send you the information after our meeting. So as you all know, the 90% of the ranked schools hold the AACSB accreditation. 96% of the CEO on the Financial Times FT 500 attended an AACSB accredited school. 75% of the candidates taking the CPA exam in the US are graduates from AACSB accredited schools. So this accreditation will really help us to be more global, to be more recognized. Thank you so very much. And I'd like to ask or to create the open session, open discussion on some of the areas. But do you have any questions so far, or before we go for the open discussion? Anyone has any questions?
I have to drop off the call now, actually. But
Okay.
thank you. It's been a great meeting.
Thank you so much, Ray, for your comments, and I will share some other materials after the meeting.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Dr. Barnaby, I like the international exposure and the ICAEW collaboration, as well as the AACSB accreditation. I think that given, in particular, the King Abdullah Financial District, level of sophistication and internationalization, it makes a lot of sense to give your students that diversity of background and education so that they can go either in a more UK model certification focus or in a more US oriented focus as well. I also really enjoyed the opportunity in your syllabus. And if you allow me, I'd love to use it as an example. When we talk to other countries about structuring and incorporating technology into, into their curriculum, and how that can be something that could be a positive and an easy way to begin to offer students the opportunity to focus in that area.
Absolutely, Gabriela. Thank you for your kind words. But yeah, I'm leading the department. The credit goes to our departmental colleagues. It is an honor for me to lead this family. They are incredibly, hardworking, really committed. Whenever you ask, weekdays, weekend, they'll respond to you. Sometimes I had to ask, please send me tomorrow by 12 o'clock. Very responsive. So I'm really grateful to all my colleagues, the associate chair, Dr. Sheila here. Grateful to our dean, vice dean. Uh, it's a great place. And I have an emotional attachment with the department because when I joined, before the department was together, accounting and finance. So when I joined, that time the accounting was separated, as an individual department. So as from the beginning when the department introduced. So thank you so much, Gabriela. Of course, you can use our program as a model. We are happy on that. Thank you. In terms of our discussion, so do you have any feedback on the curricula? Any of you have any feedback on our curricula or the new track? Yes, Professor Eva, would you like to share something?
I would like to ask, one area important for accreditation is placement of your students. Do all of them get a job, and where? I saw the slide about big accounting firms, but do you keep detailed statistics?
Yes.
About employers and?
Yes. And as you know, I will share with you, like we have every year we have the accounting alumni and employer event. And now we also would like to help our alumni to bring them back to university as part of the lifelong learning skills. So today, earlier, we had a meeting with the AICPA, and they will create in the platform some courses the alumni can take. So, and since we have less number of alumni, we know each other. We have a database on the Excel, their recent number, what they're working, the employers. Yeah, so we have the details database on that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And Doctor, is there any program to engage the alumni for continuous development? As we mentioned, there are some technologies, some new softwares which are being used for the current students. So maybe some of the courses you can offer for the alumni based on their requirement or current job profile. They can also have a real help, and this actually can really engage them in a more productive way rather than only at a social level.
Absolutely. So as I discussed, you're absolutely right, because we really need to give them back and we need to bring them back in our program somehow. And some of them very dedicated and committed to, to help the program and so on. So we had earlier meeting with the ICPA. I'll share with you all the new platform, and they will also release a press release about our new cooperation, the Prince Sultan University and the AICPA. And Eva, I didn't know the AICPA changed their name. So, because all the US institutions, they are becoming more international than ever, which is good. Because they are AICPA, now they become international as well. Yes. But anyone has any comment regarding our curricula, or after the COVID, any implications, or we need to do something additional what we have?
Dr. Nourabi, it's Michael here.
Yes.
Just a question, and I apologize if it's covered in the papers you sent me, but I noticed that in the papers you refer in a number of places to the UN sustainability goals.
Yes.
And I see this seems to be on a lot of people's agenda these days, corporates, education authorities, etc. It touches on almost all disciplines. But going forward, I think we're all expecting the various 17 UN sustainability goals to become important for monitoring and giving assurance and reporting. And whilst the frameworks haven't yet been developed, is this on your agenda to think at to what extent an accounting department might well give background information to students for when they come into the working world? Thank you.
Yes, as you all know, like this year, I mean, especially the COVID last year, the president and our board of trustees, their direction to contribute to the United Nations SDG 2030, and they are participating in the Times Higher Education Impact Ranking, which will be out this year sometime in March, and I was being part of that. So all the activities at PSU is linked with the Sustainable Development Goals 2030. And we engaging the community engagement, practitioner engagement, industry expert engagement, research as well, the SDG related research, because as you rightly mentioned, the 17 SDG, so gender equality is one of the area we are emphasizing, and Saudi Vision 2030, women empowerment, and to create a thriving economy, the employment in the women's sector should be increased significantly. One of the strength, in our departmental side, if you see, we have, I think I forgot that slide to share with you all, the nationality of our student. So most of our students from Saudi, 10% from the outside. But if we see in the female side, more than 96 to 97% from the Saudi, and they're going to the market, they are employed. So if you see the national unemployment rate for the female, and our employment rate is nearly 100% for the female side. So it's a huge contribution for the, the Vision 2030, and of course the gender equality, the SDG 5. Some of our faculties also, we are doing research on the sustainability issues and so
on. Dr. Nourabi, this is Gabriela Cruz. I wanted to kind of chat with you about the idea of incorporating, and I think what our colleague from ICAEW was alluding to, was the potential for students with CPAs or accounting and auditing degrees to move forward in the emerging field of non-financial reporting and auditing. So as you may know, the International Federation of Accountants and many of the other standard setting boards have come forward and had a call to action for the creation of a sustainability reporting standards board. And once a clear global set of standards is developed, this is one of the prerequisites for the application of international standards of auditing. And in particular, as various stock exchanges and perhaps even your own regulators have begun to consider what elements of non-financial reporting would be made compulsory or mandatory as a listing requirement or for a public interest entity, there may be a, well, I shouldn't say there may be, there will be a role for accountants and auditors who are professionally qualified to provide either assurance, agreed upon services, or any other number of attest support to this emerging field. And so it may be helpful, even if integrated into part of the coursework that you have already outlined, to reflect on and consider maybe just, a 1 week, a 2 week kind of reflection, non-financial reporting of information and audit on that. I think that's kind of the idea. And as it
Absolutely.
evolves, keep it in mind. Yes.
I think I completely agree with you, Gabriela. It is very important with the emerging trend, the ESG reporting, the non-financial reporting, and so on. And of course, I will take your points. I'll discuss with my colleagues. And this is very important for our students to be, in the competitive advantage, or to be the leader in the market. Like when they go to the market, at least we can compare like they're from PSU and others. We will try to integrate that one. It's a very excellent point you raised down.
Dr. Noor, can I just take a moment to thank Gabriela for so articulating my point so much better than I was able to do so. Thank you, Gabriela.
Yeah, thank you.
It was your
I also would like to stress this importance to teach about convergence on financial and non-financial information. And you can show, even you can include case studies, several companies, for instance, in teaching financial accounting, several companies, for instance, in the car industry, they provide excellent reports on sustainability reporting. So it is extremely important to show evidence that you incorporate this topic of sustainability reporting in your curriculum.
Thank you so much, Eva, and we will contact you for the cases. So those are our faculties are teaching the financial accounting. We will contact you for the cases in, excellent point. Any of you would like to make any comment on the curricula issues? Any of you? Well, like I would like to ask the second item here. So, this time we discussed with our colleagues or in our department to bring some industry experts, especially for the track courses, the Zakat and tax and analytics and digital auditing, those track courses. So the industry expert will come, part of the course, and their experience, their reflection, or a student will get the benefit on that. So would you like to make any comment how it is a good idea, or those who are from the market, what do you all think? Farhan, Mr. Farhan. Mr. Farhan, can you hear me? Or Mr. Fahad?
Dr. Noor Nabi, I think Mr. Farhan has left the meeting. He has another meeting to attend.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. But any of you, would you like to share your reflection, like, part of the course, especially because most of the courses we would like to bring the industry expert. But as you know, like their busyness and considering everything, initially we are focusing on the courses at the track courses. So especially the auditing and Zakat and tax track. So the industry or the advanced accounting, which is the corporate reporting and governance. So the industry experts come for 2 or 3 sessions from the Big Four or from the public sector, and they can reflect their experience on certain topics or areas. So Michael, I might need some industry expert from your side, from the ICW side, to share to contribute some of the courses, 1 or 2 sessions, 1 hour or so.
Indeed, just let us plan in advance. And if you can, let's take it offline so we can make sure we get the right person for the right reasons. Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you. Same like Gabriela, Han and Eva, like so we'll share some of the topics. If you have some experts or something, we can contact them to contribute some of the sessions. I think the students will get the real life experience, to see or to get the experience from this group of people. Uh, my last agenda, the research and funding. So which is, I think I wanted to discuss Rafe, the Rafe left. So Michael, from the ICW, I know you all promote the research funding and so on. So is there any opportunity we can work together from our side and the ICW as part of our collaboration?
Sorry, could you just, I didn't hear too clearly,
Yes,
which area of collaboration are you thinking of here?
The research and funding. The policy side, the policy related research.
Well, I think it's difficult for us to take on new research, but certainly we do have a number of areas currently underway for research, and maybe we could collaborate in those areas. But again, I think we need to home in specifically where we can add value.
And Eva, any idea? Thank you so much, Michael. And we can have a separate meeting with you. And Eva, any idea for the research funding? Because our president direction, I would like to mention, always encourage to attract the funding from outside the university.
Yeah, so I can maybe comment on that.
Yes, please.
We at our university, the accounting firms are contributing to some resources that we get, right? And hopefully you get those resources from the large accounting firms as well, right? And they help us with endowment funds. Also, the local firms, accounting firms, help us with funds, right? So we have, for example, we have quite a few endowment funds that we can support buying some subscriptions on databases for faculty. And we have also endowment funds that will help us hiring faculty, so we can have some, since it's not cheap to hire accounting faculty. So we have an endowed chair, a clinical professor, right, that we can support. So that's how we do it here, and that was my idea as well for your department. If maybe the Big Four can help you a little bit go in that direction, it would be very helpful. Because, well, at the end, you need resources to do research with students and faculty, right?
Yeah,
and especially with students and faculty can interact with doing applied research that would help them in the workforce as well, right? And especially if you are interested in sustainability, you need those resources to do research in those fields. It's not like collecting or interviewing people. You need also some hard data, and they are expensive. They're not cheap. But there was one of my comments: if you have a surplus, maybe in the department, maybe you can start working on those subscriptions, and maybe the industry will help you to get those resources, right? And that's how we do it. So we have kind of a two approach at our university. First, I look internally if we can get some funds for the department for databases and subscriptions. And then we also have a plan like an accounting lab that would help, right? Maybe a virtual lab as well, and then promote it with the accounting firms.
Thank you so much, and for your insights. Thank you so much. Fahad from KPMG. Mr. Fahad, can you hear me? Okay. Anyone would like to share your thoughts or reflections on the research and funding? How to attract the funding from outside? Anyone?
Hi, this is again
Yes,
Gabriella.
Gabriela. Yeah.
I think one of these is about having proactive conversations because in order to hit people's budgetary cycles. Depending on again, I know that you're a private university, but sometimes there are government grants or funds that you could perhaps access in addition to private sector funding pools. I would also say when it comes to research or tailoring to, for example, refugee or displaced population students or subjects for research. This could be something in addition that there is strong interest in advancing. And so there may be opportunities for funding. The way that I have seen it work in past is to start with a general memorandum of understanding between departments or between organizations, and to let that very naturally lead to your integration and involvement on a particular research program or activity. These are just some, general ideas, but there's things like this that you may want to tap into in order to just have sort of a good sounding board for what's out there and where money or subject interest may fall. And that can help lead to funding, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, Gabriela. Thank you so much. Gabriela, can I ask you something?
Sure. Yes.
Yes. Now, since, as you mentioned, the International Accounting Education Standard Board, IESB, right?
Yes. Yeah. And
So,
they've actually been replaced. The standards board no longer exists. It is now a function of IFAC in its activities. So yes, but accounting education standards setting, let's
so
just say.
can we be part of this process, the in Sultan University or accounting
Mhm.
faculty, or to some extent, to if any help needed or something, because since we developed the new curricula, and as you
Yeah.
mentioned, like to share that curricula with others and so on. So if we can involve, like, it will help us in terms of the impact, as Han mentioned, for our
Yeah.
accreditation and so on, our involvement in global side. So you can see the possibility, if we can be any help in IFAC for this accounting education side, we would be very
Yeah.
honored to be part of this.
Sure. And I can, speak to the woman who heads the accounting education component internally within IFAC. I know that they have, mainly they have like town halls and so forth that allow them to um, obtain perspective and input from a variety of different academicians as well as corporates. So I'd be happy to kind of loop you into that if you like.
Thank you very much, Gabriela. Thank you. Anyone would like to share any other comments? That was the last agenda. Any other comments or reflections, recommendations? Anyone? Well, we also invite, this is the first time I would like to share with you before we conclude. We also invited our accounting student club in the governance process, because we really respect their comments and voice as well. So they are part of this advisory board. So as I told you, we have the accounting club and the IMA student chair, student chapter, and both the president and the vice president, they are also invited. So they are also here. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you all are. Thank you so much. I mean, really grateful for your support, your comment, and you all are part of our accounting family. So with your help, we can dream big, and inshallah, we will see you very soon. And I will share the comments, and offline, if you feel like something, and we will arrange a separate meeting with Michael, Gabriela, and Eva. Like if certain areas we need some inputs, we'll arrange some separate meetings with the big four here as well, Fahad, Farhan, Isra. So we'll do the one, and we will give you update. And rather than giving update yearly, what we thought, at least quarterly, we'll give you the update. But sometimes the information overload. So if we give lots of information, it's difficult to absorb. So it's better to give you update on a regular basis. So we'll do that one. So thank you so very much. I'm really honored to be part of this, and thank you for your time. I know it's very early morning for the US. And Eva, Gabriela, Michael, it is late for you in Dubai. Really grateful to all of you. Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful evening from Saudi Arabia. Thank you. And hope to see you soon in person in Riyadh, inshallah. Thank you.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mohamed. A great meeting.
Thank you so much.